All right, we are back with another Pick'em video. It is Thursday, September 4th, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but NFL starts tonight. We got NFL football today. We got it tomorrow. We got Sunday, obviously. It's going to be the first week. It's going to be crazy. I'm super excited to be back. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, it was just a little, hey, I'm back making content video. And yeah, back to the grind. Hopefully going to make a lot of money this season. I got some plays for today that I'm super excited about. Just checked the weather over the course of the last few days, but it's looking like it might rain. So that Saquon script is going to be pretty solid for us, and that's going to be the first guy we're attacking in this video. But we're going to get into a few plays, probably 2-3 plays, maybe even a game pick here. If you guys want to see, some of those, I usually just focus on player props. But if you like the game picks, I might throw some out there. I think we just hop right into things today. And if you want to do me a favor, leave the video a like, comment something down below. It does tell YouTube to push this video out a little bit more. And if you want to be here for the ride, subscribe to the channel. If you're new around here, I assume a lot of you are coming back. The views will probably be down for the first, a few weeks of the channel. But as we get things rolling, I think we'll start climbing again. So yeah, let's do it. Let's hop into the first play of that day. And I already talked about it, Saquon Barkley. All right, so hopping over to the desktop here, let's see where Saquon Barkley is and the line that I'm going to take him at. And it's going to be rushing yards. It's not going to be the attempts. It's going to be the yards, because I think if the Eagles do come out here and destroy the Cowboys like they did twice last year, I don't know if it's going to happen today, but if it does happen, I like the potential for Saquon to break out of a tackle and go for a lot of yards rather than him getting workhorse and having to run, 20 times or whatever to get over his rush attempts line. So I'm going to stick with the line here at 95.5 is where a lot of books have it. I'll probably play this at 93.5. Which is where it is on Dabble. I'll try to make a Dabble slip out of it. But wherever you can find it for 95.5 at around -1, 13 value, -112 value, that's what it looked like on DraftKings. I think that's pretty solid for you guys to take. And that's going to be the play we're looking at here. Now, if you're wondering, hey, why is he going to Saquon? This is probably the easiest bet of our life. Everyone's going to go to Saquon. There's a lot more levels that go into this. I just want to let you know, this is the play I'm going to attacking, 95.5 rushing yards. And again, I will probably play this on Dabble at 93.5 if I can play some other good plays alongside him in a DFS type of slip. So Saquon, 93.5. Why are we doing this? Well, first of all, I mentioned it. We might get some rain tonight in this game. There's a thunderstorm or something like that coming in. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed. But if this is a rain script, that just means more running for these guys. It's what the NFL always does. Players like to get the ground, hit the ground a little bit more rather than having to deal with wet hands and dropping the balls. And if you have a guy like Saquon, why not go out there in some rain and really go for your workhorse guy that just won you a Super Bowl last year? So rain is going to be a good thing for us here. The next thing I want to mention is the fact that they just traded Micah Parsons. The Cowboys don't even have their best defensive player in the league. I think he was the #1 guy in loss for yards last year, and Saquon doesn't have to deal with him this time. So he ran all over these guys last time. Hopping over into Outlier to kind of see what we're looking at for these rushing yards, if I can find it. Over 95.5. He played him twice last year, had a really good game. It was a 41-7 game, and then only rushed 14 times in this game where he had 66 yards, and another one that they just crushed and didn't have to do much with the football because they were throwing really, really well. If you go here and you look at Outlier, you can see the Dallas Cowboys, even with Micah Parsons on the team, we were allowing rushing yards to 29th rank. So they allowed the 29th most, sorry, the third most, or fourth most, whatever. A lot of rushing yards were being allowed in this team. You can see 137.1 rushing yards allowed per game last year. To running backs, it was 94.5, but this is Saquon Barkley we're looking at. If they're giving up 95.5 yards to a normal team, a guy like Saquon Barkley can really make them pay like he did in that game in December last year. So I think we're going to see somewhere in the middle between here. If I see 100 rushing yards, that's all we need to win this thing, and that's all I really need from Saquon Barkley. 167 would be great. 66 on low rush attempts would be annoying, but I think they're really going to run this guy into the ground, especially if it's going to be some inclement weather. And Saquon at 95.5 looking like a really good play here. And then before we move on from Saquon, I do want to show you the stats all from last year. He went over in 70% of games. Obviously, he had a historic season last year in terms of running. Can he do that again? It'd be very, very hard to do that again, but we know he's a guy that can go over 100 rushing yards on any given night. And the matchup here is perfect, going against a team that they don't really like, coming off a Super Bowl. So in front of your home crowd, that's going to be all amped up. A game script that might show some more running because of some rain, some inclement weather. And it's a team that allows a whole lot of rushing yards last year, and they just lost their best defensive team player. I think we got to go to Saquon here. It's almost a no-brainer to me, and that's why I really want to start this video off with him. So it's nice going to Saquon. He's on my fantasy team as well. It's a guy that you can kind of, really trust, and I think he's going to, pick up where he left off from last season and hopefully crush this line. So officially, first pick of the video, Saquon Barkley over 95.5 rushing yards. I'm going to take it at 93.5 over on Dabble, just the better value. I'm a value better. Again, the reason I'm not going to the attempts is because in a blowout situation, I think he has a better opportunity to go over his rushing yards rather than his attempts. But either way, I think they go pretty much hand in hand regardless. Then before I move away from the Eagles real quick, I want to talk Jalen Hurts. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because this is a minus 148, minus 150 play, but I think it's not horrible horrible value considering the fact that some of the sharper sportsbooks have this at minus 156, minus 162. I think Jalen Hurts to get in the end zone is a very, very good parlay piece, or if you want to straight bet it, I think this is an opportunity that we could definitely hammer. You know what happened in the summer? People try to get rid of the tush push. It's here to stay. I could see Philly fans getting hyped up about that. I could see a tush push Jalen Hurts happening in one of the first drives or later in the game, whatever it might be. I just think Jalen Hurts is most likely going to get in the end zone, and I don't think we're spending too much juice here at minus 148, even minus 150, especially considering those sharp sports books have recently dropped off and started trending more and more towards a more likelihood. So you can see Pinnacle, for instance, minus 137, did go to minus 150, which is where the sports are right now, and it's continuing to go down to minus 156. Same thing with Circa is at right now minus 162. So that's player movement. If that's a little big over your head, I do want to do videos kind of explaining what Odds Jam is showing us here, but I think minus 148, minus 150 for Hurts to get in the touchdown, get a touchdown. I think I'm going to take that for sure. And then quickly moving to the last play of the video here, it's going to be George Pickens. This is the Cowboys side of things, over 22.5 longest reception. Going into his Outlier page, you can see this is what he does. And the connection with Dak wasn't amazing in training camp, but it seems to be getting better and better over the course of the preseason. We saw a couple connections with them in some preseason games. And coming in here, he's now Lamb's, wide receiver 2. Lamb will probably get the majority of the cornerback 1 from like Mitchell on the Eagles side of things, getting that coverage over there. So Pickens might be able to beat some secondaries for some long balls. And again, we know he's capable of doing this. And Dak's going to be able to find him. It's a tough defense going up against the Eagles, but at the same time, Dak's going to have to find someone. He's not going to have no completions during this game. And maybe Pickens can break out, get some yardage. And he just needs to go over 22.5. He went over this 80 times last year as a wide receiver 1. As a wide receiver 2, potentially maybe less opportunity, but at the same time, potentially bigger opportunities when he does get those chances and beats his guys for long runs. So George Pickens over 22.5, longest reception. I do like to see this, and I don't have to worry about him getting a million targets. I don't have to worry about CeeDee Lamb having a huge game. We just need Pickens to break out against the secondary cornerback 2, however you want to call that, and hopefully he can draw downfield and get some yardage. We just need 23. If he goes for something bigger than that, that's just icing on the cake. And then taking a look at where his line is on all these different sports books, this is something I wouldn't take on PrizePicks or Underdog because they're at 23.5. We can get this at 22.5 on other DFS platforms, or if you want to straight bet this on DraftKings right now, 22.5 for a minus 115 value. That's the spot that I'd take this right now. So yeah, I'm really liking this Pickens play. I'm really liking all the plays we talked about. Saquon getting over his yardage and Hurts getting in the end zone. I think that's a pretty good parlay piece and something to consider for today's game. You guys know I can talk about this all day, but I'm going to try to keep this one short and sweet. I got a Dabble slip for you guys. It's all the plays we just talked about: Saquon, Pickens, Hurts, and this is a rushing touchdown, and it's still giving us a 6x on a 3-man. I put $20 down on it for $120. That's a pretty sweet return on this. So definitely check out Dabble. If you're not on Dabble, use code RichDFS when signing up. You get some sort of benefit from using my code, and you also get a free month of my Discord for free. So let me know in the comments, hey, I use your code, or join the free part of the Discord and hit me up in the general chat. Just say, hey, I use your Dabble slip code. I tailed you, and I'd like to get in for the premium for free. Also, if you want to check out any of the different platforms or tools I was using Odds Jam, which is a really, really, really powerful tool. There's a link in the description down below. You can get, I think it's 25% off your first month. The tool is insane. Positive EV betting is the best way to sports bet. And then we also talked about Outlier, which is another, one of my favorite tools. It's been my first partner ever, back 2 years ago now. Outlier is awesome. It gives you so much data, it gives you hit rates, and you can see this for all different types of sports, but specifically football for this one. Outlier is awesome. There's links in the description to any of these tools if you want to check them out. For this video specifically, we talked Outlier, we talked Odds Jam, and of course we're talking Dabble with the slip we put in. So that'll do it for me in this one. Definitely check out the links in the description down below. Again, I'm still giving away a free month to everyone for my Discord for the next probably few days, I would say, maybe a few weeks, for my free Discord, free month of my Discord. If you want to come check us out at the beginning of the season, see what we're all about. It's a really fun community on top of me providing you with plays and slips and parlays and straight bets, whatever it might be. Definitely check that link in the description down below. Might as well take advantage of that. If you sign up using my Dabble code RichDFS, again, link in the description down below, you can get an additional month. So you could walk into the season with 2 months free of my premium Discord. I think that's a really sweet deal. And again, I just want people starting to be talking in there. The community aspect is the most fun for me. Talking about the games and talking about our plays is just the top tier for me. Also, the audio, I know it's not amazing right now. My microphone's broken, and when I go back to Massachusetts next week, I think on Sunday I'm going to go back to Massachusetts, I'll be getting a new microphone, so don't worry about that. I know some people don't care about the audio, some people really care about the audio. It irks me just because I know it can be better, but that's just something I wanted to tack on here at the end of the video. Also, we'll be back tomorrow. We have Chiefs Chargers tomorrow for Friday Night Football, and then Sunday we got a full slate of NFL. Cannot believe we're saying that, but yeah, super excited to be back. These videos will start coming out earlier and earlier. I had a lot of different stuff going on with about 50 new subscribers coming in because of that free month plan that I just gave out to everyone, a free month trial essentially for the Discord. So obviously I did DM a lot of answer a lot of DMs, a lot of questions and things like that, and of course setting up for the season I had a lot going on. So these will start coming out earlier. A 2:30 p.m. Eastern time drop is not ideal, especially for views or anything like that, but also just more time for you guys to get in the plays. But yeah, it'll be earlier for next video, which is coming tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Leave the video a like, comment something down below, and subscribe if you are new. Peace out.